golden hairs. So they have to spend a lot of their day maintaining that fur, utilizing this grooming process. So that's one. Here. That's one defining characteristic that can help you guys to tell which ones are the fur seals and which ones are the sea lions. When they're wet, they all look very sleek, and you can't really tell which ones have a lot of fur and which ones don't. But what you can look for is the hind flippers. Since fur seals have to groom, they've developed the longest hind flippers of any seal species on the planet. So if you take a look, you're going to notice the fur seal's hind flippers are almost twice as long as the sea lion. So over on the side of the exhibit, we have Sierra showing you guys how food can sometimes be a fun toy, not always a delicious treat. They're very good at juggling. So you can see she's up. Yep, there she goes. She's juggling a piece of fish up. And you guys a nice show. We do have other animals that live here too. There's actually 7 northern fur seals that live here at the aquarium. There's actually only 11 in the entire country. So they're really rare animals to see, and we're really happy to get to share them with you guys today. Behind the scenes, just finishing up your training session, we have our 2 babies of the exhibit. They're both 1-year-old, and their names are Cheetah and Katobi. Katobi was born here just last summer. Her mom and dad are Isaac, and her older brother is Clarity, and her grandmother is Roxy. So we have 3 generations of the same family grouping of fur seals living right here at the New England Aquarium. Now, Cheetah was a rescue that came to us here off the coast of Alaska. There we go. We do have a lot of rescue animals in here. Cheetah is one of those rescues. He actually has a pretty interesting story. We're not too sure what happened in his early days, but we do know that he was found in a box on a doorstep of a biologist out in Alaska. So the note attached to him said he was separated from his mom and needed to be cared for. So we're not exactly sure what happened. His mom still leaves her pups on the beach to go off the hunt for several days at a time. Maybe that was the case, or perhaps maybe he did get separated. And then he was there. Either way, he's not able to be reunited. So yeah, we're really happy to offer him here at the New England Aquarium. So if you guys focus your attention on the left side of the exhibit, you'll see a ramp leading back down to the pool. And we have Cheetah and Katobi coming up that ramp. So we have Cheetah on the left and Katobi on the right. Katobi is just a little bit smaller than him. So he's about 35 pounds, and Cheetah is about 60 pounds. So as I mentioned, we do have some other rescues in here. Lou was a rescue that came to us here off the coast of California. He's our 3-year-old male. He has a lot of fun playing with the other young animals in here. We have a 2-year-old male named Larry, who's born, and is Kobe's older brother. Lou was actually rescued from a beach in California. He was very underweight. He was missing a lot of fur, which I mentioned is what they use to stay warm. And he had a damaged eye. So we're not exactly sure of why he was so underweight and why he was missing fur. But either way, he also needs to find a home in the aquarium setting. And we were able to offer him here. He seems to be a really great teacher than some of the other younger seals, and he's getting along really well with the group that we have here. So he is here. We're all the rescues that came to us off the coast of California, actually from the same facility that Lou came from. And they were both stranded in pups, and they were raised under human care, so they needed a home, and I guess we're really happy to offer that here. You can see that they're really playful, really energetic, and they also seem to love playing with our other youngsters here.
This is one.
So if anyone has any questions, go ahead and raise your hand. I need Jamie. I'd love to answer this question. I'm standing behind most of you guys who are their seating area. Looks like I'm losing my microphone. Let me see if I can find a place to stand. So I'll just do my best to answer your questions, and hopefully everybody can hear them. So something else that's pretty cool that you guys are seeing, if you look over on the right-hand side of the exhibit, up on the deck space closest to us, this is Lou and Cheetah. Lou is 3, and Cheetah is just 1. This is something that males typically do, especially as babies. It's called jousting. And it might look like they're fighting, but if you've ever seen puppies and kittens sort of fight at each other and wrestle with one another, it's something that's very similar to what fur seals do. So although it is playing, although it does look like fighting, it is playing, and it's teaching them the skills of what they need to be able to do to establish territory when they get a lot older during the breeding season. Now, Lou's also showing you a great example of how they maintain their fur, and he's even using his toenails about halfway down his hind flippers to help comb through any knots and tangles he might have. You guys can get a pretty good view of how thick that fur is. You can see it starting apart around his neck. They have 2 different coats of fur. On top they have a dark colored guard hair, and on the bottom they have sort of a peachy colored fur, and that's called their underfur, and that's a super, super dense coat. Now, if you guys are just joining us, we're just wrapping up our second training session with our fur seals and sea lions. We do have another training session. It'll be right here. That'll take place at 2:45. And then we also have a training session with our Atlantic Harbor seals. That'll be at 3:30, but that'll be the aquarium, right behind the ticket booth where you guys first came in today. Now, if you guys get home and want to learn a little bit more about these really wonderful animals, check out our Marine Mammal Center's blog at neaq.org. On that blog, do a little dance here. All right, there we go. On that blog, we have a lot of great pictures and videos, and tips and techniques as to how you guys can use these same methods on your own animals at home. I use all positive reinforcement with my dogs, and I've trained them a lot of different cool behaviors to show off just some of the capabilities and also helping them participate in helping his own health care. So as I mentioned, all the training that we do here helps us take the best possible care of them. Some of it directly by brushing their teeth, giving them eye drops, taking blood samples from the veins in their hind flippers, weighing them. We've even done ultrasound and EKG on some of our animals here as well. So some of my coworkers have brought out some different enrichment items. Enrichment is a huge part of our day, and it's basically playtime for the field. They have a lot of fun, and they definitely spend a lot of their day enriching each other with one another. But we also try to add things to their environment that they'll be interacting with. You can see over on the left-hand side of the exhibit by Ursula, we have a mirror. A lot of the seals enjoy looking in that mirror. Some of them check out behind it to see if there's another seal there. Some of them like to sit in front of it and room or blow bubbles in the water. We also have the freshwater hose Vanessa's brought out here. Again, that's another favorite of the animals that we have here. Looks like Kitobi's already trying to solicit some play with that hose. You'll see a lot of other different items in the pool as well. There's these big balls, and they have holes drilled inside. You can hide different treats inside or different items like ice toys, which are basically fish popsicles, pieces of fish, pieces of ice cubes, and even unflavored jellyfish. Beautiful. You like penguins, well, so do I. Do you like seals too? Oh, cool. Excellent. The big guy in the corner is Isaac. Isaac is our adult male. He's not the oldest here. He's actually 10 years younger than our oldest. He's 14. The reason he's so big is because males get really big. He's weighing about 265 pounds right now, but males can get top weight at 600 pounds. And his top weight has been 500 pounds this year. Males go through a pretty interesting process. During the breeding season, they're going to build up as much fat and eat as much as possible in preparation for that. Because what they do is they follow the ranch, they're going to battle other males to establish the best possible territory, and then they just leave the block of so they'll get as fat as they possibly can, follow them, so they make them so these animals all molt once a year. So I'm going to right behind here. He does have one massive shed, but they do never going to evolve for a seal. So they use a lot of their energy. They are the secondary animal on the planet. Since males are so much bigger, it does tend to hit them a little harder. So he's just kind of resting that you're going through that process. And we'll often brush the
I'll make it extra for
me.
Oh, Hezekiah. Oh, big one versus big one. Where? You want to do that second big one?
Yeah, I get a lot of people asking that question, and I like to assure them that it's a really typical thing that we know we see at this time of year, and we see it with most all adult male persons.
I'm going to ask her a question.
Yes, you guys have questions?
How do they get the food out of the ball?
How do they get the food out of the bowl? They'll just push it around. You'll see maybe push it with their flipper, push it with their nose. Right now I think that one's empty, so I think they've discovered that there's nothing in that one. You'll see them push it around and move it around the exhibit until the fish pops out of the hole.
There's holes?
There's holes in it. There's some small ones and there's some big ones. Yes, you have questions?
Do they bite each other when they're jousting? Do they really hurt themselves?
When they bite each other when they're jousting, does it hurt each other? Well, great question. Oftentimes they're actually not biting each other. It just looks like they are, and they get really close, and that's kind of their play. But also they have really thick fur that helps protect their skin from any bites and scratches. Yes?
They breathe just like us?
They breathe just like us. Yes, they do. They are mammals. They breathe air. They're just really good at swimming, and they can hold their breath a lot longer than us. They can only hold their breath about 7 minutes, so not quite as long as us.
How many male birds are there?
Look at they're fighting over here.
How many male birds are there?
How many males? We have 2 young, 3 young males, Susie and then the one adult male. So most of the males are little because they're young, but they'll get to be as big as Isaac someday.
Let me hold it for you.
The dad is Isaac. Mom is Angela, who I don't see her at the moment. But they have two babies. One was just checking out the mirror. He's a 2-year-old male. His name is Clarity. And the other one is Cody.